Since ancient times, chess has been considered an ultimate test for intellect. And not surprisingly, it was reflected in a pop culture, in many books and on the screen. But at the same time, general public had some kind of reservations about the game. Yes, it could demonstrate the strengths of the character and intelligence, but it also could lead to some difficulties, to make this genius and isolate it from a society. And we have to admit that Greek literature didn't help much. Remember Stefan Zweig's chess novel, or Nabokov's Illusions of Defense? It's where the great chess minds couldn't find their place in the normal world. And of course we had stories about greatest chess players ranging from Paul Morphy to Bobby Fischer, again showing social alienation of great chess mind from reality, just getting into the territory of craziness. I always argued that it was not chess that caused this kind of problems, because chess, to the contrary, helped them to stay in the territory of normalcy. In my review of Fischer's biography by Brady that I wrote in 2010, I argued that it was not chess that turned Fischer into this crazy state of mind, but rather chess helped them to stay sane for many years. But that's one side of the problem. In any case, Hollywood always used the game of chess as the demonstration of the intelligence of the character. And I found it always ironic, because while public had reservations about the chess, and the game was some sort of the exercise often played in the dark corner of a cafe, we can pick up many top Hollywood movies. Let's start with Humphrey Bogart in Casablanca. It's opening stage, and he's sitting at the chessboard, and he's studying it. And by the way, I have to say that Humphrey Bogart was a decent chess player, so he knew more than just moving the pieces. And the position, as much as I could see it, looking from all angles, was a real one. It's a very popular opening line in the French defense, and he just followed the very important theoretical line of 1940-1941. And we immediately knew that he was the brain in the movie, so he would be doing a lot of thinking. Another movie, From Russia with Love. It's a James Bond adventure that was filmed in 1963, and it starts with his adversary, an evil genius, Kronstein, who is depicted, just shown as a chess player, and playing a great game. It's conducting the brilliant combination, which was a real game, played by Boris Spassky and David Bronstein a couple of years earlier in the Soviet National Championship. I also thought that it was interesting correlation. Kronstein and Bronstein, whether it was in purpose, I have no idea, but someone did a good job by picking up the game and winning the game, just checkmating his opponent. So Kronstein went on sort of creating this global evil conspiracy. We all know that at the end, James Bond has won, as always. Even John Wayne played chess. Not the most popular movie, McClintock, but in this movie you see him sitting at the chessboard, and that's quite a new image for the hero of the Wild West. And moving from the real world into realm of fantasy and sci-fi, we find again the same presentation of the game of chess as a proof of intelligence of the character. Aliens play chess in the Star Trek. Young wizards play chess in Harry Potter. Vampires play chess in the Twilight. But while I could go on and adding more episodes, and of course there are many books that also presented chess in its good light, the public reservations about the game of chess persisted, and I spent years and years trying to push the different narrative. And again, telling that it's not about chess, there's nothing wrong with the game. The game brings so much good, and being part of education, it can help kids to see the big picture, and just it's an important extra at a time where we have to move from teaching kids just bringing just knowledge to them into how to apply this knowledge, and almost in vain. So this is it's this cold reception hasn't melted until the great success of the Queen's Gambit. And speaking about chess in Hollywood, it was also something that I thought is worth mentioning, because there were many attempts to make real chess movies there. We're not talking about just episodes. We're talking about just movies that were fully dedicated to the game of chess, like Searching for Bobby Fischer, which was quite a success, but again limited in time frame, and also I think the audience liked it, but it didn't become sort of the household production. The Pawn Sacrifice. It's the story about the rise of Bobby Fischer and his match against Boris Spassky in Reykjavik in 1972. The Queen of Katwe, this is the young girl from Uganda, from Kampala, from the slums of Kampala. And her success just that brought her family from the poverty into decent life, thanks for her ability to play chess well. None of them, made the real breakthrough. I also, it was quite fascinating. Just looking at all these movies, and just whether it's the full chess production or some episodes, and I knew that many of them struggled with sort of proper description of the game, and while of course it's as I mentioned, the Kronstein in James Bond movie played the real game, just follow the moves from Spassky-Bronstein game. And of course, in games like Pawn Sacrifice or Queen of Katwe, so they kept the positions just intact. So you couldn't complain about sort of some mistakes, some stupid mistakes while locating the pieces. But to my surprise, so many of the Hollywood movies that had chess episodes, they even couldn't place the chessboard correctly. So it's this, A1 square should be black. But in many movies, it's white. If we just try to understand this phenomena, so statistically, it should be 50-50. If people don't know how to locate the chess pieces, it's 50-50. I still cannot explain why the majority, it's nearly 4-1, it always has A1 as a white square. So this is the 90 degrees mistake in locating the chessboard, chess set. Maybe it's something to do with the light. I have no idea, but you can, if you don't trust me, so that don't take my word, you can just start looking at many episodes. And of course, having proper chess games was always a challenge. Some of the movies followed it, but it was fairly primitive. This introduction, it's lengthy introduction. It's just to tell you about my role as a consultant in the Queen's Gambit.